Hello, this is the presentation of the mobile app I designed for my multimedia project. Let's get started. So for my app, I decided to go with a very minimalistic color palette. I didn't want the users to be overwhelmed. I wanted it to be very clear. This color means you can probably press something as a button. This means that it's just background and so on. I chose these three colors, and I thought they fit the theme very well. For the name, I chose something very, very generic, I'll be honest. But I did want to include the name of the app, the artificial reality feature of it into the name. So I thought this was really like a cute thing just to include the AR right there. I feel like most people who use it probably won't really realize, but those who do will appreciate it. For the logo design, I quite like this design actually. I actually previously designed this for a slightly similar project where we had to do the branding of a company in graphic design, and I designed this for this gardening supply store, and I quite enjoyed it. There's a few variations of this online, but I used elements from the original store's logos and designed this new one. It's a combination of the leaves of a plant with the gardening implements that you'll use, the shovel, a little bit of a root peeking out there from the side. I really quite like it, and it also fits the color scheme. I basically just used two types for this project. I didn't want to overwhelm the user with different types. I used Monster Rat in most places with the smaller type, just for better legibility. And I'd use Times New Roman for everywhere else, where it just gave the app a bit of a look and feel, like it fit the theme for me. These are my assets, some of them anyway. I decided just to show the ones that are, well, honestly, that I like the most. I quite like my assets that I set up. I created them all with the idea of having a very minimalistic type of app, very simple to understand what everything means. I mean, I'm sure you can glance at anything on the screen here and you understand exactly what it is, and it's easy to figure out. And I was thinking that the audience that uses this app will probably be a bit more middle-aged or older, so I thought to really simplify it so it's very easy to understand, and also have fairly large icons so that it's easy to see. These are my wireframes. This is just where I kind of set out the app, just kind of got it all down on paper, so to say, just to understand what I will need, what will more or less have to go where, what will have to link where. This definitely helped more than I thought it would, just to kind of get it all set in my head and keep track of what I still need to implement. These are the higher fidelity wireframes. I designed these in Illustrator. This is where it started getting a bit more chaotic, but also it really started taking shape here. I kept refining it and dumbing it down kind of, and just simplifying it, just taking away all the unnecessary features, but also just the little swirls on the app, just to try and make it a bit too unique. I just refined it more and more, and I really started enjoying the look and feel of it. The assets started growing, as you can see there on the assets board on the side, but it also helped me keep track. I then switched over to Sketch, which is basically the same as the wireframes from Illustrator, but it did start taking a bit more shape, a bit more structure. I added some imagery. This is when it really started looking and feeling like a real app to me. It really started feeling like a real thing, and I gotta say it felt pretty good. And then finally the prototyping in InVision, I built it out some more. This is where it really took off. This is where it started getting a bit more complicated, but also it felt like it was becoming a real thing. And it definitely got a bit more hectic, just to keep track with what's happening where and when. I just found a few mock-ups, added my designs to them, and I do have to say I really like the look and feel. Looking at these now, I've got a few changes that I would make just for the specific phone I used. The notch there at the top cuts off a bit at the top bar. I'll show you in a minute. But this is basically just my welcome screen, the sign-up screens. And then the onboarding screen is just telling users how to use it. What are the basic main functions they'll make use of. The main feed screen, the shop, the store, and then just like the sample there from the video of planning your garden, adding features, seeing how it'll look. A few more mockups. So here's a good example. The specific phone I used, I believe it's an iPhone X. I didn't realize how large the notch is at the top there. I'll definitely look into that more in the future before I choose a phone, design for a phone. But either I would have chosen a different phone, or I would have just made the bar there at the top, the green one, just come down a bit lower. And maybe you shifted the search bar down a bit more just to adjust for that. But otherwise, I think it fits fairly well. This is my prototype video walkthrough. I'm pretty happy with it. It's very basic, but I feel like it gives just a decent feel of what the app would be like. The welcome screen, just the basic creating an account or signing in screens. Some onboarding screens, just explaining to the user like what they can expect from the app. This is just the main feed screen where you can like see what other people have posted on their gardens, features they've added, and talking to one another. You can like and comment. This is the scheduler where you can like add reminders that you have to like water a plant or move it in or out of the sun, or you've got a plantiversary coming up. Let's say you've had a plant for a year or 6 months, you can get a reminder. I thought that was a pretty nice setting feature. You can swipe between the screens or just click on the icons. This is the notification screen. Of course, this will light up with a little, red dot whenever you have notifications. You can see the comments people leave. You can see who has liked your post. You can look at their accounts from here. Just the basic chat function. You can see like what gardens these people have, the ones that have been viewed the most. You can see when they were last online. This is just the basic search function for the store. I thought this looked really nice. You can purchase objects. You can like them to find them later, to add them to your favorites. You can go directly to the category section, which is the same but just a bit more random stuff. You can reach any screen you can reach any screen on the app and go directly to the home screen. Your gardens, everything you've posted. I'm quite proud of this burger menu. I think it looks quite nice. These are just your friends. You can block or unblock them. Your favorites, everything you've liked that you want to try out, see how it looks in AR. Your settings, very basic. You can check your profile. You can let people see your posts or not. You can see what they've seen the most. Just some basic notifications that you can turn on or off. You can unblock contacts. And you can just fill in a simple help questionnaire for if you have a question or complaint or a recommendation. This is the AR scanning feature. I built it out to look quite a lot just like a normal camera. I thought that was the simplest to understand for new users. I didn't think I would rather create something that looks completely different and funky, because I think a lot of people won't understand what's going on. So I just went with this feature. I think it looks very natural. You just take a picture of your yard, for example. You delete the picture or upload one or choose this one. You add elements from either your favorites or from the store. Here I just went with this wooden bench. You can swipe around, reposition it. You can delete it. You can add more of them. From here you can either share this image, or you can save it to your gardens, or both. just the basic sharing apps that you would use. You can change the name, you can decide whether or not you actually want to share it, or just save it for later. And thank you. This was my presentation. Thanks for watching.